I'm Karlyn Borysenko. I'm an analyst and independent journalist covering the far left in America, and I'm going to explain to you why the left wants to abolish the nuclear family, because it may not be for the reason that you think it is. This is an article from the Firebrand Collective. The Firebrand Collective is a loosely affiliated group of radical revolutionary socialist organizations all over the country. It's headed mainly by the Denver Communists, so in Colorado, but there are branches in Seattle, New York, Boston, I'm pretty sure San Francisco, I think a few other satellite locations. They're constantly trying to build more people out and build out their network, but these are some of the farthest left radicals that you're going to find in the country, and this is on their homepage. Why Marxists need to understand social reproduction theory. And it says, social reproduction is the labor of replenishing and recreating the working class, justified by oppressive gender ideology and family values. The work is essential to the maintenance of capitalism. Okay, so what does that mean? Now, I'm pretty sure the Denver Communists wrote that article on the Firebrand Collective's website because this is a presentation from their YouTube channel a couple years ago called Intro to Social Reproduction Theory, kind of about the same topic, using the same theme as The Shining. And honestly, if you're looking for a good introduction to what the left believes about the nuclear family, it's actually a really great video to watch because they do go into a lot of it, but they do it in very plain English. I'm going to show you a couple slides from this presentation. This first one right here says, all of our social problems share a common root in the mode of production. Capitalism. What people really need to understand about the left is their number one goal, always and forever, perpetually, in every single thing that they do, it is always about abolishing capitalism. The left believes that capitalism is both an economic model and a social and cultural model. So capitalism to the left is not just about going into the store and buying stuff. It's not just about seizing the means of production in the factories, which doesn't even make sense nowadays anyway, given that most things are produced outside of factories. It's also about seizing all the cultural apparatus, the norms, the societal norms that uphold capitalism, things like gender, things like the nuclear family. And the nuclear family presents a very specific problem to them. In this side, they're quoting a famous social reproduction theorist named Chiti Bhattacharya. If labor power produces value, how is labor power itself produced? What they're asking is, how do we reproduce workers? The focus of social reproduction theory, the paid and unpaid activities necessary to create, maintain, and restore the commodity of labor power. What this is saying is that the left believes that the system of capitalism is very literally reproduced through the nuclear family because nuclear families are where their kids are made. It's when they're saying the reproductive labor, they're talking about having babies. When they're talking about the unpaid activities of raising the next commodity of labor power, they're talking about mothers having children and raising them. And they believe that's an unpaid labor that families do to feed new workers into the capitalist system. See here, this slide says capitalism relies on both the labor used to produce commodities and the actual labor used to produce people. And because of this, they believe that the nuclear family is oppressive to women because women take on the primary caretaker role of having and raising the kids. They are trying to decouple gender from birth, but that's a different topic for a different day. They are actually trying to do that, though. But for now, they say that the capitalism's power from the family comes from women being required to do the unpaid labor in order to reproduce it. By the way, this is also why the left is very into reproductive justice and abortion. They believe that it frees women from doing the unpaid labor of having and raising the next generation of proletarian workers within the nuclear family. And just in case you don't believe me yet, they got pretty explicit about it towards the end of the presentation. The function of the working class family is to provide the system with workers. So the left believes that the nuclear family is very literally the means of reproduction of capitalism. You know, I don't think that the left is trying to seize the means of production as in the factories. I mean, sure, they'll take that if they can. But in today's modern day, like I said earlier, factories aren't even where a lot of business is taking place. It's not even where a lot of this stuff is happening. They would have to seize a lot more than that because we don't live, 100 years ago anymore. And so I think that the left's primary goal right now is to seize the means of reproduction, the means of reproduction of capitalism, because they believe that they cannot abolish the capitalist system, either the social model or the economic model, until they abolish the nuclear family. Because as long as people are getting married, being in monogamous relationships, and by the way, it could be gay people getting married is contributing to this problem as well. They don't want gay people getting married either. So as long as people are getting married in monogamous relationships, having kids, passing down property from parent to child, that is something the left needs to destroy in order to overthrow the system. If you want to know more about this is a topic I actually cover quite often on my YouTube channel and on my Substack. You can find me at Karlyn, Karlyn.substack.com, or over on YouTube under Karlyn Borysenko.